Whenever you're ready, Sarah.
No hice eso. Are you ready? Doesn't it smell delicious at any time of the day? Coffee is a delicacy for any of us. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Sara, the owner of Honduras' biggest coffee producing company. As Honduras, it is extremely important that we know about one of our most significant cash crops. Coffee is very, very important for us. That is why today I will teach you about the process of it. The process is very important because it determines the quality of coffee. We must make sure to follow the process of coffee carefully from its beginning to its end. It consists of 4 basic steps: picking, planting, picking, washing and drying, and finally grinding and toasting. First, we have the process of planting. Before planting, we must choose the best seeds. If we choose the biggest and healthiest seeds, we will have trees that produce more. After choosing the seeds, we make a seed bed, as you see here. Then we plant the trees partially on these bags and care for them for 3 to 6 months. At the end of this first procedure is replanting the trees permanently underground. Now we wait 2 or 3 years for them to produce. We must make sure that we always keep the soil clean from unwanted vegetation that can affect our coffee's growth. Second comes the process of picking. Here we must make sure that only ripe coffee is being picked. We must also make sure to take care of the coffee tree for it to produce more in the coming years. There are some people that have received education on how to pick coffee. These people are the best qualified for this job because they know exactly how not to harm the tree. Third, we have the process of washing and drying. After picking the coffee, we must get rid of the pulp the same day it is picked. Why? Because we need to avoid fermentation or the chemical breakdown of coffee inside of its coat. So we must wash it. We must get rid of the pulp the same day it is picked. After getting rid of the pulp, coffee must be washed. There are 2 very different ways of washing coffee. One is natural. In this option, we must wait 12 or 13 hours before washing the coffee. After we have waited, we put water into these pulps and we wash coffee thoroughly. Another way of washing coffee is by using washing machines. These machines are very fast and we do not need to wait 12 or 13 hours. It can be done the same day. However, in this option, coffee may lose some of its flavor. After washed, coffee must be dried. There are also 2 ways of drying coffee. One way is naturally, as we see here on facials and solar dryers. The other way is artificially by drying machines. There are small drying machines and industrial drying machines, which are huge, and as the washing machines are much more faster than the natural process. As a coffee producer, I recommend the natural way for washing and drying because it helps to preserve coffee's natural flavor. After washing and drying, we have step number 4, which is toasting and grinding. This is the final step. After being dried, we must get rid of this coat of the coffee. Then we pass on to the toasting. There are also 2 ways of toasting. One way is on brick ovens like this one we see here. In our country, Honduras, people have toasted coffee in these brick ovens for generations. Then we pass on to the process of grinding the coffee. In Honduras, we also have 2 ways of grinding the coffee, which is manually by using this rural grinders, which are often unsophisticated, but are still widely used in many places. And the other way is industrially with these large grinding machines, which help the big companies to get to the process much more faster. So now, the flavors of coffee depend on many factors, such as the height, which we can see that if these are two different coffees, they from different varieties, they will smell and taste differently. Many varieties of coffee are produced at different heights. The plants around the coffee plantation are also very important. They can determine the flavor of coffee. But today we have learned of one of the most important factors that affect the flavor of coffee, which is the process. Let's recall the 4 basic steps. Number 1, planting. Number 2, picking. Number 3, washing and drying. And number 4, toasting and grinding. Coffee is an important part of our culture. So, as Hondurans, this will help us to benefit from our culture. And as coffee producers, I assure you that knowing this process will greatly improve the quality of our coffee. Because it is part of our culture. A cup of black coffee is what defines us. It is in our blood, so let's enjoy of this delicious blessing.
Cheers.
Cheers.